Joining us now is Katie Scarcella. Katie, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, you are with us right now, the missing women in Flint, starting to get more attention, but sadly, your mom is on that list. Can you tell us about your mom?
Oh, she uh she was a beautiful woman, loving, caring. Uh she had her own bad habits that kind of put her in the position that she was put in and caused her to sadly go missing. But she's very missed by lots of she was loved.
Oh, so your mom is Elizabeth Dawn Land. She was how old when she went missing?
Oh, she was 20 20s, like maybe 25.
Yeah, I think I saw one report, maybe 27, but you were a kid.
Yes. I was like 9 or 10, I believe,
Do you
maybe even younger.
remember finding out that she was missing?
Yeah, I didn't find out until a few months later, simply because with her bad habits, she would occasionally go off the grid. Um, but when it finally came to attention that, she was in fact missing, I was notified by my father, and it was it was sad. It was very heartbreaking.
So, with that, Katie, if I can ask you, because just so people know, you guys were living with your dad at the time.
Yes, I lived with my dad, and we were both living with his mom, so my grandma, at that time. So I would have visits occasionally with my mom, because I was not in her custody at that time. So yes, I only seen her a few times. I had actually My last visit with her was about three three days or a week before she went missing.
What do you remember about that visit?
Uh, she looked super healthy, uh, which was a good thing. She was glowing. Uh, she was ready to, get herself some help, I believe, and have her kids back in her life fully. And so I remember that she looked very happy and healthy. It was a very good visit.
I like to see your smile when you think about her.
Yes, I was a mama's girl. I loved my mom, even with all her bad habits and the issues that she had. I mean, I loved my mom very much. I still
Mm.
very much do love her.
So it's been so many years now. She went missing in February 2009. What are the anniversary dates like for you? Do you still have hope that maybe she is alive, or in your heart do you know that she has passed?
Um, the anniversary dates, they are uh they're difficult. They were getting better. But now, I've graduated. I have two beautiful children of my own. And it's those kind of things that like it makes it hard on those anniversaries because she has missed out on all of this. Um, which is, it's you need a mom in your life, which I mean I have plenty of motherly role models, but um, a mom is a mom. Uh, so it's and the anniversaries can be very difficult with those events in my
Yeah.
life.
So, Katie, they say that you don't realize what love is until you have a child. Has that been the case for you?
Uh, yes, I you know being a mom it's an amazing thing, and the love you have for your children is it is something that you can't really explain. I mean, I couldn't imagine not having my kids and not seeing them every day, and I it's yeah, I being a mom is an amazing thing.
So, with that, Katie, too, can you tell us what's it like for you as the years go past? Is there a search effort still underway, or do you feel like your mom has been forgotten?
Um, at first, they did everything they could. Um, but as the years passed, it would get passed down to another detective and another detective. I think we're on like maybe the third detective that's been on her case. So with it being a 13, 14-year cold case at this point, I mean, I know they still occasionally check in with me, see how I'm doing, but when it comes to tips now, I don't think they dig as deep as they did the first 3 years of her disappearance.
Uh, I've talked to so many family members of victims, and it's the not knowing that can be the hardest. Is that the hardest thing for you? Is that why you're still trying to find your mom?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I have my doubts that she is still alive. I mean, there was a time when I thought maybe she had gotten sucked into the human trafficking, and was still out there. But lately, there's been here say that she isn't alive anymore. So I mean, I have some peace with that, knowing that she's not suffering um, for all these years. But it would be nice to be able to put her body at rest, and be able to have a ceremony for everyone that has loved her and still does love her.
When you talk about your mom with your kids, what do you tell them about their grandma?
Um, that she would have loved them, and that she's watching over them. Uh, and once they're old enough, uh, I'll tell them more about her, but they're still so young at this point. Um, they don't even really ask about a grandma. I mean, they have other grandmas. So, but once they get to that age and they start asking those questions, it'll be very nice to tell them about her.
When you see some of the stories that come out where they're using DNA now, in some of this new technology, and they find people or they're able to identify remains, does that give you hope?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's gonna be easier if they come, by a body that they can't identify, and that will make it so much easier to at least find out who it is and give that family closure.
As you've gotten older, you've lived with this, it's been a part of your life since you were a child, but now as you're getting older and you're looking into it, what are you finding out? Is it frustrating because we know that streets talk, but what you hear is not always accurate?
Yeah, it can be very frustrating. Um, I mean, being so young, I tried to do as much as I could, which wasn't much other than um, get on the news occasionally and be able to share my story. But now that I'm older, I feel like I could do a little bit more, just more of like pushing, like, come on, here's something, look into it. Uh, so that's kind of, I can do a little more, but I still, I can't do that much because there are so many different stories on her disappearance, um, and the case and everything. So it's very frustrating not knowing, and every little fact, I try to get them to look into as much as possible.
So tell us, where was your mom last seen?
Um, the first story, which I'm pretty sure is the legitimate one, is she was in Flint, went to a bar with a friend, and she never returned home. So that's the story. So I'm not sure. I mean, it could be true, it could not be true.
Right, right. Oh, I'm sure, though, she would be so proud of you.
Yeah. Um, yes.
Well, one of the reasons we are doing this again is to try to remind people that when they see the posters or they see a name on that list, missing persons list, that person has a family behind them and bringing closure. Or I don't even like that word closure, at least answers, give you answers.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
deserve that.
Yes, especially after the length of time.
Oh, well, Katie, anything maybe I didn't ask that you want to add or anything you want to share about your mom?
Uh, if you're out there and you're watching this and you have those answers, come forward. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, we hope someone does do that because sometimes time helps give people the courage to come forward. And I so hope that you and your family get the answers that you so deserve.
Thank you.
Katie, thank you again for being with us.